Boxes of a certain cereal say they hold 19 ounces. To make sure they do, the manufacturer fills a box to a mean weight of 19.1. They aim for higher than what they promise, with a standard deviation of 0.05 ounces. If the weights have a normal curve, what percentage of boxes actually contain 19 ounces or more? So this is how manufacturing works. In manufacturing processes and assembly processes, when they fill tons of boxes with cereal, machines are not perfect. When the machine releases a certain amount of cereal into a box, it's not going to do that perfectly because it grabs a chunk of cereal, weighs it to the best it can, and dumps it. But nothing's perfect. On hotter days inside the factory, metals expand, get a little bigger, and so it'll have more in the scoop or a little bit less. Now, of course, they try to control all that. They try to keep the internal temperature in a factory set, the humidity set at a certain level. They do their best to control everything, but still, there's always a little bit of variation. Nothing is exactly perfect. So the way they do manufacturing is they make a promise, like we'll give you 19 ounces of the cereal, but then they program their machines to actually go a little above that because they know sometimes the machines will go a little higher, a little lower, and they don't want to get in trouble for going below what they promise. So they aim for above, and they calculate the standard deviation. So statistics is used in assembly processes in manufacturing a lot. They use all this kind of stuff. And saying here the weights have a normal curve. Well, that's why I brought in and I pasted here the normal curve, because that's what you're going to need on this problem, this normal curve. So make sure you have this normal curve in your notes for the exam. There'll be a lot of questions on the next exam related to this normal curve. So how do we know we're supposed to use that? Because they say right here, normal curve. So and that's how things normally work. So the fill amounts, the amount in the cereal boxes in the factory, they're going to be normally distributed. They're going to be humped in the middle, meaning most of them are going to be right around the middle. But every now and then you'll get a box that gets a little bit more. That goes down real fast. You have not so many boxes that get more than they're supposed to get. You have a few boxes that get less than they're supposed to get, but not many. Most are in the middle. It's humped in the middle. It's a bell curve. It's largest in the middle. Okay, so now let's go through and answer the questions. If the weights have the normal curve, what percentage of boxes actually contain 19 ounces or more? So the mean weight is 19.1. So they make the middle of the machine 19.1. So the machine is filling 19.1 on average. The standard deviation is 0.05. So that means that's how far from jump to jump. So it's like a number line. The middle of the number line is 19.1. And then every line you go up by 0.05. So if you add 0.05, you're going to get 19.15. And to the next line, you add another 0.05. So this will be 19.2. Then add another 0.05. This line will be 19.25. Same thing the other direction, you go down. Again, it's a number line with 19.1 right in the middle. To the right, every line goes up by 0.05 because that's the standard deviation. To the left, every line goes down by 0.05 because that's the standard deviation. This will be 19.05. The next one, down by 0.05 again. This will be 19.0 right on. And then down by 0.05 again. This would be 18.95. 18.95, yeah. All right, so I just started with the middle, 19.1, because they told me that was the mean weight. That's the average weight the machine fills the boxes. And then standard deviation was 0.05, so I just, like a number line, I just went every jump to the right, added 0.05. Every jump to the left of the middle, subtracted 0.05. Now, what's their question? What percentage of the boxes actually contain 19 ounces or more? Well, here's 19 right here. 19 or more. So they want all of this area. 19 or more. 19 or more. What is that gonna be? 19 or more. Well, probably the easiest way to do it is between between these two blue lines is 95% of the data. 95% of the data is between those blue lines. And so if that's 95% of the data, that leaves 5% on the outside, which is 2.5% on each side, isn't it? That's 2.5% on each side, right? Because it's 95 in the middle. So that leaves 2.5 and 2.5 to make the other 5%. So this lower section must be 2.5%. So 2.5% of the boxes contain 2.5% of them are low. Well, yeah, let me get this straight. 2.5% are low. Are below the 19.0. So that means take 100% minus that, minus 2.5%, and you get 97.5% contain 19 ounces or more. So they know that 97.5% of the time their boxes are going to contain what they've promised. So there's still the 2.5% that are going to shoot below because crazy stuff happens even in manufacturing. But 97.5% of the time they're going to be fulfilling their promise of giving 19 ounces or more.